to get to know yourself. Number one. Number one. Number one. Number one. Number one. What are your core beliefs and values? Top 5 core beliefs and values. I update my list every 3 months, quarterly. I top 10 I do, but I'm just challenging you out there to do your top 5 core beliefs and values. List them. That's huge. That's probably one of the biggest things that I've done and changed in my life is I'm always well aware of what my core beliefs and values are. Okay. And I'd say your top 5 are probably the most important. And my number one has always been happiness. And everything else behind that, every other core belief and value that's behind that is all aligning with that happiness in my life. And I'm starting to actually see positive results from that, everyone. I really am. And how are you supposed to, how are you going to know where to head in life or where to go in life if you don't even have a compass? I feel like your core beliefs and values are your compass. They point you in the right direction, at least in life. So number one is very important. Number 2 is to know your boundaries. Know what your boundaries are in any and every situation in your life, and practice boundary setting and boundary maintenance. Boundary setting is difficult in itself. Trust me. One of the first things I learned in therapy years back was that I should be setting boundaries for myself. I'm like, what are these? This feels new. Wait a minute. What? And it like didn't feel right at first. And I'm like, is this right? Therapist's like, yeah, boundaries. Definitely. Set boundaries for yourself. You deserve that, Brian. And you have to maintain those boundaries, everyone. Because if you have toxic people around you, chances are they're going to test those boundaries. You better believe that. So just I know it's difficult to set the boundaries at first, but do it one at a time, one or two at a time, and then come up with some how you're going to maintain that boundary if and when it's crossed. That's really important. And I would write all this down so that you can keep it fresh in your head constantly. I highly recommend that. And number 3, write down just write down one hobby and interest that you have that you want to try, something new. One thing. That's it. Just one thing, write it down. One interest, one hobby. Take your time with it. Write it down in your journal. Write it down, put it in your phone. It's as simple as that. But then the other part of that is then go actually do that and try that hobby or interest. And if any of you that are watching to this point right now, thank you. Please hit that subscribe button, that like button, but also comment below and let me know if you tried any one of these 3 things that I have mentioned in this video on getting to know you, getting to know yourself. I respond back to all comments. I love building more connection with others. And in fact, it's one of the 3 C's of this channel. Connection, creativity, and compassion are the 3 C's of this channel. Equals community. I'm going to leave you guys with what I always leave you with, and that is, of course, be kind to others. But most of all, please be kind to yourselves. It's known as self-compassion. Bye-bye, everyone.